morning, my lovely friends. I got up early-ish, 6:30. Nature called, and so now that I'm up, I'm thinking, well, it's kind of almost 7 now. Anyways, probably a good thing not to go back to sleep and just be warm for a moment. Wake myself up slowly. Oh, didn't get my feet in my sheet, but I'm not gonna be in here for long. Just warmth is good. So, how is everybody's beginning of their day? My little thought that processed and came through just there in silence was it's okay to one moment be feeling unobstructed and joyous and whatever, and then another moment be feeling challenged. It doesn't mean you're losing it. It doesn't mean any of those things. In fact, actually, while I talk, I just feel like pulling out my little heart that I keep in my pocket to tune in with Raven. Just always want to be careful because I don't want to put it down and lose it. But there it is. There's my special heart. Keep it with me always. Ooh, it's cold. Warming it up. But yeah, so that's just what came to me, something I deal with sometimes. So I'm talking to myself as well. Or primarily talking to myself. That's where it came through. Was like I went to bed absolutely in the moment, joyous. I can't think of anything that was just obstructing that good feeling. And then I woke up. I don't feeling like I in any way feeling horrible, but I woke up with just a slight off feeling, just enough that I could tell that some part of my mind was scratching away at it, kind of going, well, why am I feeling like this? What's that? What's, blah, blah, blah. I don't understand. I was feeling so good yesterday. And that's the thought. So that's what got delivered to me. So I just thought I would share what I told myself was, so what? There's so much more to what meets the eye that we don't understand at the moment, and later on unfolds and all makes sense. So those are the moments I tell myself, especially if I was feeling really horrible. Like I wasn't. I mean, I'm literally now pretty well at par with feeling good the other night. But it was just a little challenge moment, just some few thoughts might have come through. Something triggered the thoughts, maybe, so on and so forth. That's how these things surface. And I just had to tell myself, it doesn't matter. Like, you're not a customs agent. Although I do have a little voice in my head that's very much like a customs agent, always. But I'm working on not suppressing it, but I'm working on reducing the intensity of its volume, its effect, and so on. I'm also working on. I used to be really bad at when I was a bit frustrated, and if I dropped something or bumped into something or some kind of thing that some little voice in my head deemed klutzy, I'd swear under my breath. Would be the most common thing, but I realized that Well, it's likely that swearing under my breath, I call it kick the tire syndrome. You know, you're swearing or kicking something that's not animate. So therefore, I think in my case anyways, I'd be swearing at myself. So I came up with the idea that, well, I'm pretty sure it's a self-defacing kind of dynamic, although subtle. It was something that irritated me, so I decided I'd just work on it. So I'd say at least for the last month, I've been working on that, bringing awareness to it, not getting angry when these things happen. I drop something, and it happens a lot in this environment. But I have had a good effect. It's definitely gone down. It comes up when I'm off on occasion, but I'm always aware of it if I catch it, when I catch it. And yeah, it's a working model, and I like where things are going. Why I chose to do that? Well, it was just an irritating noise of sorts, mental noise, and I recognized in it that there was something that didn't feel loving to myself. It was just a frustration. And I thought, well, let's work on it and let's see what happens. I'm really enjoying working on myself, even more so than before. Raven and I met working on ourselves. We always did to the best of our abilities and knowledge. But you can always amp it up a bit. um, it's definitely crisp out there, and that's in the barn. Just out there, as in outside of my little room that you can see the walls of. Um, but I'll tell you, this really does work quite well at this point, anyways. I don't know about at minus 20 or something. Minus 20, I probably won't be out here. Although I'll try it out as a sampling. But I don't think minus 20 I'll be just customarily hanging out here. I'll be at that point in the trailer. And maybe being slightly brave enough to come out and do one night or something just to feel what it's like. I would like to know, like, how well does this perform? How comfortable or uncomfortable is it? I might have one more blanket or something in front of the opening, because I can definitely feel a bit of cool coming in there even with this blanket. But I could and considered hanging some tapestries on the inside to make it look nicer, and that will be somewhere further down the road, I guess, as I come up with stuff. I went to Grumbling Granny's, and there was definitely nothing there that was reasonable cost to put up. Things were hundreds of dollars, and it just wasn't in my budget. Not that important. I'll come across things anyways that will be suitable in bags and things at some point. But yeah, it would be nice to have a little bit of atmosphere rather than plastic kind of thing. But I am, when it's a matter of this will do for now, that's all it needs to be, is this will do for now. It's warm. Works with my heater. For some reason, my heater was blowing a fuse before, and now, knock on wood, it hasn't been. So I've kept it on the low setting, but otherwise it's been pretty good. So that's an accomplishment as well. your brain is waking up. If I had a coffee in my hand, which I would enjoy, my brain would be firing off much quicker, but I am literally just waking up. I've got an exciting week. I got a client today. Got a bunch of days for just getting things done, so I'm hoping I can figure out, I think they call it winterizing a trailer. It's basically just clearing all the air lines, all the water pipes, all this stuff out. I think blowing air through it is a good thing, is my hunch, and to get any little bits of liquid out, and then you put in some way, in some places, I think just where the water is, or water used to be, the plumbing, you put antifreeze in. So that's all I know. I have to go through the ropes, follow something. So I've got that to do whenever I have time. I've got to perfect the tarp that's over the winter tent. I have to, well, basically fix up all shelter logic, the two shelter logics. One has to be anchored down better, and then those have to be organized, filled nicely. And then I have the little greenhouse one here, which is not going to last. So I'm just thinking what would be good. I think stretching a tarp over it would be the best thing. It's just I'll have to figure that out because it's not a tree ahead, so I'll have to use some posts. So yeah, that would be a good thing. Get all the tent stuff bolstered and reinforced and ready for winter. Those two things, the winterizing, the tents. Oh yeah, I have to dig before the ground freezes. I have to dig an area down a good bit and bury more of the cable that's out near the wood pile, so that gets protected for when the snow clearing comes. And I also do have to move a lot of wood to under a shelter. Oh, I wish I could just find someone that would just do it for being paid. Just because I have so many things to do. Some young person around here or something. But anyways, we'll figure things out. Actually, I'd love if I could pay someone to do the first time around. Getting all the liquid out of the trailer would be a good thing too, so I could watch and learn. So a bunch of odds and ends. Get them done and out of the way. And still got to keep my eye on the water reservoirs, because when it freezes, they'll freeze. I want to empty them. And then I just have the one inside here that has a heater in it to stop it from melting. And somewhere I have another little strip, which, you put things down and then you don't know where they are. So hopefully it's on the kitchen table. It might be somewhere else. But that, I wrap around the spout part of the reservoir just in case that freezes, which I anticipate it could. The whole main reservoir could be not frozen, but the spout might be frozen just where it comes through. So we'll see. See where we get to with that. But I want to get that figured out. I want to upgrade the dog's pen, make it a little bit bigger, make a bit more room, probably bring another bale of straw, try hanging something over the entrance, although they'll probably tear it off, but for now, let's see how it goes. That will stop cold air coming in. Bigger space, just more likely both of them might use it. Because because I have a feeling at the moment that only one of them will hang out there at a time, because it's just too small of an area for them not to squabble over, let's say. Territorial kind of thing. It has to be a certain size before they don't get caught up into that. Loggerheads guarding a territory and not letting the other one in. So I anticipate that to be an issue at this point, even though I did enlarge it a bit. I got to check on the chicken antifreeze water heater that I'm still waiting for. Then both sides, dogs and chickens, are covered as far as keeping the water from freezing. What else is there that I have to do? Got to move some things into the trailer.